Today we dive into 3 jaw-dropping betrayals, a 10-year anniversary reveal, a hidden folder that stopped a wedding, and a gym membership that exposed a double life. I was polishing the kitchen counter after our anniversary dinner when I noticed my husband's iPad still unlocked. A notification flashed, a message from a woman named Clara. "Can't believe you're pretending to love her while you're really with me." My heart slammed against my ribs, and the world tilted. I felt the floor dissolve beneath me as the realization hit: years of trust had been a performance. The silence in the room grew louder than any argument could ever be. We had built what friends called the gold standard couple, a house, a golden retriever, and every anniversary in Paris. 10 years together felt like a lifelong promise, each milestone reinforcing a narrative of unwavering love. We laughed, argued over paint colors, and dreamed of retirement. The routine was comforting, the kind of stability that made betrayal feel impossible. Our friends admired us, and I truly believed we were unbreakable, never suspecting the secret life lurking behind our shared smiles. There were tiny cracks I ignored: late-night work emails, sudden trips he called business, and a new scent on his shirt he blamed on the gym. He started guarding his phone, vibrating it in his pocket like a secret heartbeat. When I asked about his weekend plans, he'd smile and say, "Just the guys," without naming anyone. Those moments felt like whispers, dismissed as stress, but in hindsight they were the tremors before the earthquake of his deception. I dug deeper, scrolling through 3 years of messages, photos of lakeside cabins, and plans for getaways that never happened with me. Each screenshot felt like a punch, each emoji a reminder that my husband had been living a parallel existence. When I finally placed the iPad on the table, his face drained of color. He fell to his knees, pleading for forgiveness, calling it an escape from pressure. The words rang hollow as the reality of a decade-long lie settled around us. The morning after, I filed for divorce. The house felt empty, but the silence was a relief compared to the constant hum of deception. I moved into a small apartment, kept the golden retriever, and started therapy to untangle the grief. 6 months later, I'm rebuilding my life, focusing on career goals and friendships that survived the storm. The pain remains, but each sunrise reminds me that I reclaimed my narrative, no longer defined by his lies. From a secret iPad to a hidden folder that stopped a wedding, the next betrayal cuts even deeper. 2 weeks before my wedding, while organizing cloud files for our slideshow, I stumbled upon a folder titled Work Projects. Inside were hundreds of screenshots of flirty messages between my fiancé and his work bestie. He spoke of our ceremony as a chore and said he couldn't wait for it to end. The screen blurred as tears flooded my eyes, my future with him crumbled in seconds, and the wedding planning turned into a nightmare of betrayal. We'd been together for 3 years, planning a wedding that felt like the culmination of a fairy tale. He was kind, thoughtful, and always the first to help with house chores. My friends adored him, describing him as the most reliable partner they'd ever known. We imagined a home filled with laughter, children, and shared dreams. The idea of spending forever with him felt safe, making the eventual discovery feel like a knife to the heart of my imagined future. He started taking extra work calls late at night, his laughter echoing through the hallway as he whispered into his phone. I noticed a new perfume scent on his collar, and his calendar filled with mysterious brainstorm sessions. When I asked about his bestie, he brushed it off as a project partner. Small inconsistencies grew louder, but my optimism drowned them out, believing love could weather any miscommunication. The folder was a silent bomb. I printed the screenshots, each line dripping with sarcasm about my traditional values and boredom. One message read, "Can't wait for the wedding to be over so we can finally figure out a way out." I felt the floor give way beneath me, the certainty of our plans turning to ash. I spent a week in a fog, pretending normalcy while silently canceling vendors, and finally handed him the printed evidence with a calm I didn't feel. I called off the wedding, returned the rings, and moved back into my childhood home. Friends rallied, offering support and a place to stay. I pursued a career shift I'd postponed, finding purpose beyond the relationship. Months later, I'm single, thriving, and grateful for the strength I discovered. The betrayal taught me that love cannot be forced, it must be mutual, honest, and chosen every day. From a hidden folder to a secret gym membership, the final story reveals a betrayal hidden in plain sight. One afternoon, while reviewing our joint bank statement, I saw a charge for a second partner pass at our gym. Calling the front desk, the receptionist mentioned his other partner already upgraded the membership. My mind raced. Who was this other person? I spent hours digging through receipts and social media, discovering he'd been seeing someone in the neighboring town for 2 years, using late nights at the office as an excuse. The realization hit like a cold wave, shattering my sense of security. We shared everything: bank accounts, hobbies, a gym membership, and weekend hikes. He was the person I trusted with my finances, my secrets, and my future. Our friends saw us as a power couple, always supportive and enthusiastic about each other's goals. I pictured us buying a house, traveling, and growing old together. The thought of him as my equal made the eventual betrayal feel like a personal apocalypse, erasing years of shared dreams. He began coming home later, citing extra projects, and his phone buzzed with unknown numbers. The gym became his sanctuary. I'd catch him leaving after work with a lingering scent of another woman's perfume. He started refusing to discuss his day, and his stories about the office grew vague. I noticed his occasional secretive smiles, but I dismissed them as fatigue, never suspecting the elaborate choreography of a double life. The extra gym pass was the final straw. When I called the gym, the receptionist's casual tone revealed a second member listed under his name. I confronted him that night, demanding answers. He stammered, finally admitting to a 2-year relationship in the next town, juggling 2 households, and using late nights at the office as a cover. The confession felt like an avalanche, burying the trust I'd built over years under a mountain of lies. I left a note on the dining table, packed a bag, and moved in with my sister that same night. I canceled joint accounts, reclaimed my independence, and sought counseling to process the grief. Today, I run my own business, train at the gym alone, and have rebuilt a support network of friends who value honesty. The betrayal taught me that my worth isn't defined by someone else's deception, and I now live on my own terms. Betrayal cuts deep, but each story shows that resilience can rise from the wreckage. Remember, you deserve honesty and respect. What would you have done in their shoes? Drop your thoughts below.